Okay, finally, staples not falling out. Stand. Hey guys, welcome back to this comic tour bus. This is Dom, your comic tour guide. Today we're going to be covering an old classic that I've mentioned a dozen times when I was covering other videos, especially the last one with the Hulk. The first comic I ever bought when I started working some years back is Planet Hulk. So this whole thing has been through the ringer in the last 10 years. Man, I did not take care of this. What happens in this book, I'm just gonna put this on, I'm gonna keep it up. What happens in this book is that Hulk is shipped away from planet Earth and was meant to go on a peaceful planet to live out the rest of his days in peace. What happens is that mid-transit, he gets sucked into a portal and is dropped off onto this savage gladiatorial planet where he has to fight to survive, probably more than he had to when he was on Earth. Now, what led to this happening in Marvel Comics? Let me introduce a group known as the Illuminati. The Illuminati is a clandestine group of superheroes that lead most of their corners of the Marvel Universe, that make very shady and dark decisions behind the backs of their close friends and colleagues. These teammates are figures like Doctor Strange, who's the head of the Mystic Arts. We have Tony Stark, he's the villain for the Avengers. Mr. Fantastic, debatably the smartest person on the planet, head of the Fantastic Four. Name of the Submariner, he owns C. I've said. Black Bolt, he's the leader of the Inhumans. And Professor X. Professor X, head of the X-Men. All but maybe two had come to the decision that the Hulk is just too unpredictable to keep around. He debatably does as much good as he does bad, and despite him being a very close friend and ally, it's best that for the sake of himself and others that he just gets taken away from planet Earth. The first one being Professor X. The reason why is because he just wasn't there. He was dealing with mutant-related stuff over in the X-Men books, because this was after the event called House of M, where the Scarlet Witch, in short, depowers most of the mutants. Doesn't kill them. She just takes away their powers, and the population gets knocked down from the millions that were just around the world randomly to barely under 200. So the mutants there are trying to figure out what their next moves are and how they're going to survive. As always, how they're supposed to survive. Namor Submariner, simply put, he's his friend. In fact, the Hulk is all their friends, and the fact that they're making a decision like this against them is not going to bode well when Hulk inevitably comes back. Namor already knows that if you send him away, eventually he will come back one way or another, and he will come back with a reckoning. And from there, that's what led Namor to briefly leave the Illuminati for a time. So the remaining members, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, not Professor X, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and Iron Man co-opted with Nick Fury. Not Black Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. For those of you who don't remember or wasn't there, who didn't read comics like that, it was Nick Fury Sr., the original Nick Fury, the white one. They co-opted with S.H.I.E.L.D. to trick Bruce Banner into using the Hulk to go up into space, destroy a hijacked S.H.I.E.L.D. ship, a satellite, that was taken over by Hydra to destroy the nuclear weapons that were on board. And all was successful. This was about the 3-issue prelude to the Planet Hulk series. From there, the Hulk was sedated, put into a S.H.I.E.L.D. shuttle, and then spirited away out of Earth into this peaceful planet where it's going to be non-intelligent life, with plenty of greenery and like animalistic game, wildlife for him to feed off of. And if nothing else, they hope themselves into going with Bruce Banner's wish to be left alone. And they're hoping, if nothing else, he finally gets that peace. What they didn't bank on, or what they shouldn't have been surprised at, is that the Hulk didn't take this lightly when he woke up and then began to bust up the ship from the inside. Alongside that, there was this big giant portal that opens up as the Hulk ship gets sent off course and sucks him in. And He gets sucked in from the portal and gets spat out onto this vicious planet that's called Sakaar with multiple alien races that are actually pretty used to stuff coming out of the Great Hole. Not the Great Hole, the Great Portal, I bet. I mean, it's a hole. But anyway, coming out of this portal, the Hulk is not his peak strength. Whatever energies or whatever that hit the Hulk while he's going through the portal, it weakened him to where slavers and native people were able to make him bleed. Like when he first came out, these yellow bugs, which were the main native people, the lower class, took a shot on him and he bled. It even shocked him. But it's just as soon as he got shocked by being hurt, he immediately attacked them. Up until some imperial slavers, the pink-skinned people that should be showing up, right here, and my hands are put correctly. They hit him with two things. I'm not sure if they're the same thing or they're separate, but one was on the back, one was on the front. They initially shoot him with a translation device. Because take note, like I said, a lot of stuff came from the Great Portal onto the planet Sakaar, including materials, cultures, and people. And not everybody's going to have speak the same language. So to make things easier, he was told that as soon as the device starts to regulate their languages, he should be able to understand them. And with little resistance, they managed to capture the Hulk. Yeah. Later on, he awakens at this like unknown market square where he and a lot of the native like bug people that attacked him were just pawned off to slavery. He tried to break out of the chains that he was in, but once again, like as mentioned, he was just too weak to fight. He's still strong, mind you. Just because he can get cut or shot doesn't mean he can't heal. And just because he can't break out the chains or crack the world in half like he claimed to, doesn't mean right now, doesn't mean he can't do it later. So Q, a bit further after he's sold off to slavery, he's sent to a gladiatorial arena, accompanied by the bugs. One of the insects actually shows himself in the form of a black native bug person called Meek the Unhide. As mentioned, he has no people. He was either exiled or he's the last of his kind. The other bug people that are alongside them do not want anything to do with him because he's like lepers to them. Like just to be in his presence, just for him being different or hiveless, as they say, is like a bad omen. Up in the higher perches, Huon, the head ruler of Sakaar, the Red King. He's bored out of his mind. There's nothing the Colosseum has to offer him anymore. He's probably seen it all. And that is until the Hulk comes in, clears out the biggest monster that they have, which not only leads to the admiration from Meek, who ends up being a ride-along character with the Hulk and takes on a lot of his traits and whatnot, it piques the interest of the Red King. As Meek is trying to put the Hulk on game, telling him, listen, with any luck, if we keep this momentum going, we can be pardoned. We can become citizens, soldiers, and whatnot. We'll actually become like people. we'll get rights if we keep working our way out of the gladiatorial arena. Folks, I'm like half paying attention. For starters, he's figured out who's the top dog on Sakaar. Like he's in prison, and then Meek just says, "Oh, that's the Red King up there." He turns around. And without skipping a beat, the Hulk just charges at him. But then the Red King's bodyguard blasts him back down to this arena. Huon, lady known as this gray-skinned person, Ira Beltron, will eventually come to trade blows with the Hulk. But right before she's ready to hop in to defend her Red King's being and honor, the Red King hops into his giant exoskeleton, throws him a sword, and then just starts showboating. Like he's claimed that he's the strongest there is. He's getting a couple slashes and punches off on the Hulk, and one of the most longer lasting scars is across his cheek. And the Hulk is finally sick of getting touched up and hearing him gloat so much. He slashes him back, which shocks the Red King because nobody's ever gotten a hit on him. Hulk's feeling himself and goofing off, saying Hulk slash, a little pun on his catchphrase, Hulk smash. And against the Red King's wishes, Iris does her job. which is protect her king, and steps in ready to fight the Hulk. And she's just trying to tell him to back down. Like, this is wherever you came from, this isn't your world, she's stating. But the Hulk the Hulk is saying, I won't yet. And she just takes it for what it is, you know, the catchphrase that she, or the title that she says, may he who dies well. But the Red King immediately just shuts this down. And he makes it seem like he's this gracious king that showed a little bit of sportsmanship. He spared the hapless, mindless, brain-dead brute. And to show that I'm going to give him a chance to become a citizen of Sakaar, we're going to send him to one of my best schools named the Mall. And the knocked out Hulk and the rest of the Warriors just shipped away there. Now, one of his advisors comes up to Red King thinking that he's mad by giving the new beat up Green Scar a chance because he cut him. He bled him. That's offense in any type of a kingdom. Well, some type of monarchy or higher standing. And the Red King just tells him, I don't expect him to live. So as they are finally arriving at the school, Meek is panicking. It's just a little guy, man. Listen, how he managed to survive this long was just for running and scurrying and dodging. Well, you got the Hulk now, and he said this is gonna be a good time. He's not scared. And that's how the first issue ends in Planet Hulk Part 1. Thanks again for stopping by. So you deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep track of my post board at the Comic Book Tour Guide or the Comic Tour Guide. I'll catch you guys later.